everyone. We are Christian Education Project. My name's Belisha.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Helen.
Christmas is just around the corner and we are so excited.
So excited.
It might look a little different this year, but we're still able to do a number of things.
And today what we're going to be sharing with you is one of my really favourite activities to do at Christmas time, and it's making a Christingle. And Christingles are quite special. There's a big, long tradition of what they're about, and Christians often have a Christingle service in their church.
Mm-hmm. The first Christingle service was in 1747, so it's not a new thing. It's something that people have been doing for hundreds of years. And Christingles, first of all, originated in Germany, but more recently they've come to England, and people in England have really kind of taken it on and adopted this amazing tradition. Now, it might look a little bit weird, not like anything you would have seen before. Why is there an orange? It kind of looks like a spaceship. What are the sweets about? And why is there a red circle around it? Well, we're going to take you through a Christingle, and we're going to make one with you, give you the chance to make one. And whilst we're doing that, we are going to teach you what all the parts mean, but also some other things related to Christingles, and we're going to teach you how to spell it. So first of all, we need to know what the letter C stands for.
So we are going to get ready to make our Christingle. Now you should already have your orange that has a cut in, hopefully cut by your teacher. But I'm going to talk about the first letter in Christingle, which is C. And the C stands for candle. Now, I'm sure all of you know what a candle does, okay? But that will be explained a little bit later in our workshop. For now, I want you to get your orange and your candle and just pop it in that incision or that cut that the teacher has done for you in your orange, and it should stay like this.
H in Christingle is for hope, because Christians believe at Christmas time that Jesus came, and one of the things that Jesus came for was to bring hope and love to all people in the world.
Another way that Christingles bring hope is by raising money for a charity called the Children's Society. This charity works with children up and down the country and helps to relieve poverty that they might be in. Every year, instead of giving money to the church, people who come to a Christingle service might put some money in a collection, and that goes to the Children's Society. Most years they raise about £1 million.
So R stands for ribbon, or in our case, red tape. It doesn't really matter too much. In some churches, they might use ribbon, and in other churches or in schools, they might find it more easy to use tape. But the red is what's really important. The red is symbolic of something that I'm going to cover in a minute. So we couldn't use purple ribbon, or yellow ribbon, or blue ribbon, or stripy spotty ribbon that we might have lying around. We need it to be red. So what we're going to do, and you can do this too, we're going to put the tape right around the middle of the Christingle, maybe a little bit like a belt. Now, there's a couple of ways that we can think about this red ribbon or red tape. Mostly people think of it as the love of God, or if you don't believe in God, you can think of it as the love of your family, the love of the people that you know and love, and it's going right around like a big ginormous cuddle. It completely wraps up the orange. And so Christians like to think of this as God's love, which goes right around everywhere, and nobody is excluded from it. It covers everyone and everything. But there's also a bit of a different meaning that some people think about when they think about the red ribbon or the red tape. And that is a link between the Christmas story and the Easter story. And it reminds people that Jesus was born in the story at Christmas, but actually that he grew up and he did other very important things at Easter. I wonder why you think the colour of red might be important here. Something to do with the Easter story, if you remember it. Have a chat and see if you can remember. Did you get that it was the blood of Jesus? So some people think that this is a really good way of remembering that Jesus was born at Christmas, but it wasn't the end of the story, and that he died and came back to life at Easter.
We're now to the letter I, and the I stands for Emmanuel, which is one of the names given to Jesus. Now, Emmanuel means God is with us.
So here are the 4 sticks, and you're going to be putting those into your orange in a little bit of time. The 4 sticks are all about the 4 seasons, so spring, summer, autumn, winter. Now I know this year's been a bit of a strange year, but you might want to think as you put these into your orange, what was happening in springtime? What were the good things in springtime? Perhaps you had a birthday, or perhaps a friend had a birthday. What did you do in the summer? Hopefully for most of us we managed to get out and about a little bit in the summer. What about the autumn as you've gone back to school, and now that it's getting really dark, about the winter? Anyway, these 4 sticks are going to lead on to some next bits which are going to be really interesting. So prepare yourself for what that's going to be.
Now, Keith did mention that you were about to put something very special on your sticks, okay? You are about to put some treats on your sticks, which you should have in front of you. Now, these treats represent all the good things, all the blessings that you might have received throughout each season of this year. And I want you to put no more than 4 on each stick. So I want you to push it down, okay? I've only got 1 for my demonstration, but you're going to put 4 on 1 stick, and eventually you should have all 4 sticks with your treats on, and you are going to put this into your orange. Okay, so I'm going to show you. Put it in there. You might want to ask your teacher to help you with this as well. Okay, and just like that, you have all 4 treats on your 4 seasons.
Your treats and your sweets on your cocktail sticks, it's time for the next letter. Now the next letter I is included or invited, and probably now you've got your sweets together, you're probably not going to want to invite loads of people to come and share them with you. But one of the messages of Christingle is that everybody can gather around the key teachings and the key things that it makes us think about, like love and joy and hope and peace. And these things include everyone.
N is for nativity. And nativity is a word that we use at Christmas time that actually describes the Christmas story. You might have heard it before because you might have done a nativity play at school. But the nativity includes all of the people in the Christmas story. You know, sometimes in churches where they have Christingle services, they might actually give you the story of the nativity. It might be a play, or quite often at the back of churches at Christmas time, there is this nativity scene. And here is one, and it is my most favourite one in the whole world because it's knitted. And each of the characters are here.
So G is for God, and it wouldn't be something that is a religious festival or in an RE lesson if it didn't involve God somewhere. And at Christingle's service, there's going to be prayers and hymns and people praying to God and singing about God. And Christingle is just something that is part of the Christmas story, where Christians remember their belief that God came down to earth and was born as a baby in Jesus.
So now we've got our Christingles set up. L, of course, is for light. We're going to light the candle. Here we go. Now, you're not going to do this in school, but perhaps when you get home, you might be able to, with your parents, turn the light out. If you went to a Christingle service, of course, one of the things that they do is they turn all the lights down and then everybody lights the candle. And of course, when you have a lighted candle in the darkness, your eyes go to it. Now, for Christians, the whole idea of the light is reminding us that Jesus is the light of the world. But even if you're not religious, as we come to the end of 2020, it's been quite a difficult year, quite a dark year, hasn't it, for many of us. You can light the candle and think of 2021 and think about what's the light going to be for next year? What are the things that are going to be a great opportunity for us to continue to do? So here we have our complete Christingle.
Now, I forgot to say what the orange is in this workshop. Well, the last letter of Christingle is E, and the E stands for Earth. What do you think represents the Earth with this Christingle? It's the orange, because it's nice and round. And this ribbon that we've spoken about earlier, for Christians, that represents the love of God surrounding the whole earth.